Hey guys, first things first, please ignore that my hair exists. Pretend it doesn't. Today's video is an exciting one because we are gonna be reviewing Rare Beauty. I thought that I was way too late to jump on this train because everybody and their mothers has reviewed Rare Beauty, but I asked you guys on Twitter if you still wanted to see me review this and you all said yes, so here we are. Before we begin, I do want to just say I've watched a lot of the Rare Beauty reviews that have been put out by YouTubers, and I'm not gonna lie, the comments, they're a little scary. You guys are hardcore. I respect it. Some of the videos I get why people were upset at, but most of the ones that I saw bad comments on were just reviews of people that didn't love everything. And I guess I just want to give a disclaimer that I am gonna give my honest review 100%. I'm a huge Selena Gomez fan, although I do have a confession to make. Back in the day when Miley and Mandy were feuding with Demi and Selena, I was team Miley Mandy. Mostly because in high school, I was a raging bitch. That being said, I love Selena Gomez. She gives me really good vibes. Obviously, I don't know her, but you know, she followed me on Instagram once, by the way, for like a week. And then I think she realized that she did it and she was like, oh, never mind. But I love her music. You know, I think she's an amazing actress. I love her. That being said, I'm 100% honest on this channel. I'm gonna let you guys know how I feel about this and not keeping, oh, this is Selena Gomez's makeup line in mind, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna review it as if it's any other makeup that I got because these products aren't cheap. And I think that, you know, the most useful thing we can do as YouTubers is, you know, show you guys what's really up. Makeup's different for everyone, you know? Like what I like, you may not like. And I hate that disclaimer because like, duh, but you would be surprised how often people forget that. It's all love, okay? I'm just here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And all of that being said, I'm super excited to review this. There's so many products that she came out with that I feel like I would love. And yeah, I just wanted to give that disclaimer because I don't want people to be mean to me. Anyway, I have rambled long enough. Let's get into the review. Okay, so the vibe we're going for today with my makeup is super simple, kind of natural, a little fun. Like Rare Beauty is not as natural as like a Glossier. They don't have any eyeshadow yet. You know, even if Selena's wearing a bold lip in the campaign, her eyes are pretty, you know, simple. So I feel like the vibe of Rare Beauty is just minimal, kind of bold. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it simple today. That's my point. I am going to start by priming my skin. My face is clean and I did moisturize it. I am breaking out horribly from my expired makeup video. I am never gonna recover from that. Like seriously, every day I wake up, there's another insanely painful blemish. So that's fun. Never doing that again. But I am gonna prime my face and I got the mini version of the Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. It says it's a weightless universal gel primer enriched with ultra fine pearls for a lit from within glow. That sounds right up my alley. I really love hydrating illuminating primers. This is super pearly, but it definitely does feel like a gel consistency, which I also really enjoy. There's no fragrance in this, so that's nice. I've honestly never tried a primer quite like this that feels like a gel but has the shimmers in it. Usually the shimmer primers that I've used are more like the Becca backlight priming filter. This is definitely very different. I've never really used a primer that feels like this. It feels nice on my skin. It's not greasy at all. It's actually drying pretty quickly, so I'm interested to see what that feels like when I'm ready for my foundation. I might need to add more, but let's just move on to the eyes. I'm actually gonna do that off camera. I know it's like really quick in the video to go off camera, but I kind of want to stick to the Rare Beauty stuff in this video and I don't want to get off track. And every time I do my eyeshadow on camera, I start talking about my life. It is a weird habit that I've formed. So let me spare you guys that and I'm gonna just come back with my eyeshadow done and we'll get back to the Rare Beauty stuff. Okay, so I went for just a simple pink little glittery moment, very easy eyeshadow look. And now I'm gonna move on to foundation, which I am super excited about. However, obviously COVID is a huge concern when you're going out shopping in a store. I normally have been shopping my stuff from Sephora online. However, I wanted to get this video done. Shipping sometimes takes forever. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go to the store. And so I did, but the thing is, obviously they're not letting anyone use testers now. So when you go to the physical Sephora store, you cannot swatch things or touch testers like you used to. The testers are still there, but you're not allowed to touch them. So what happens is you ask for help and a Sephora employee comes over and brings this like acrylic sheet. It's clear, so they will swatch the foundation on that and hold it up next to your face. I thought they were gonna do it on top of my face, like put the clear thing on top so I could see. No, it was like next to it and like over here. You could barely see what foundation shade you're getting. And obviously, if that's the safe way to do it, I don't give a shit. Like that's great and I'm happy that they're being safe. My whole point in all of this was just to say that I'm pretty sure it's impossible that I got the right color. But either way, this is the Rare Beauty foundation and it is super cute packaging. I really love this packaging. I do want to say something really quick because I've seen a lot of back and forth on whether this top was meant for people with arthritis to like make it easier for them to open. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick voiceover because after I filmed this video, I actually ended up looking further into this whole top of the products of Rare Beauty. And the reason I wanted to look into it is because when I did look at other people's reviews, there were a lot of comments saying, hey, you should have mentioned the fact that this top was designed for people with arthritis, and just a lot of people that said they wish that that creator would have done more research, etc. So I decided to do more research. What I have found is that basically Rare Beauty has not claimed anywhere that this top was designed for people with arthritis. What it looks like is that this whole theory came from one fan account on Twitter who on September 3rd tweeted, just realized that the balls on top of the Rare Beauty products are meant to help people who suffer with arthritis. Selena suffers from it. Grip onto the product to open it. I'm crying. That tweet was then picked up and put in some articles, and then from there that theory kind of just took off. People have allegedly emailed Rare Beauty, and in response Rare Beauty has said that as of right now their products are not designed for anyone with any specific disability. So I hope that helps clear it up. However, if it does help people with arthritis and that's just like a happy coincidence, then I think that's amazing. But I did just want to like clear this up because I feel like there's some Mandela effect stuff going on where people feel like they remember Rare Beauty saying that that's what their packaging was designed for, but it isn't. I know this is kind of like a silly deep dive into this situation, but you'd be surprised at how many comments I saw of people wishing someone would have clarified on this. So that's why I'm doing that. Rare Beauty has this Liquid Touch multitasking sponge, which is a really interesting shape. It's like a diamond top and then the bottom is rounded. It does feel soft. It doesn't feel hard or anything. I'm going to wet this and use this on this side of my face. And then for the left side of my face, I'm going to use the foundation brush from Rare Beauty. This is my type of foundation brush. If I'm going to use one, I usually prefer it to be rounded and dense like this, but like synthetic, very soft fibers. The foundation is a doe foot applicator. Looks just like the Shart. Why every time I say Tarte Shape Tape, I say Shart Tape. But this looks a lot like the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And I know a lot of people hate this type of thing. They don't like to put an applicator on their face, but you don't have to. You can easily just go like this. Oh, you have to be shitting me. I was not expecting it to be that liquidy, and so now it's everywhere. That's great. My point was that you can just roll the applicator on your hand. You might want to put down the bottle before you do so. But just a tip. I'm actually gonna shake this. I'm pretty shocked at how liquidy that was. So I might have just messed up by not shaking it. Let me just do that really quick. No, it's still pretty liquidy. That's crazy. I don't know why. I haven't seen anyone mention how liquidy this is. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with the sponge and I'm gonna start with the rounded bottom part of the sponge. Sponge is a little rougher than I thought, I'm not gonna lie, but it's going on fine. Like, it's blending it fine. You know when you use a sponge and it just feels dry even though you just wet it? It's just not keeping the wetness. Does that make sense? I'm gonna try tapping the product on. The thing with these doe foot applicators, it's not that I mind the applicator itself, it's just that I have no gauge for how much foundation I'm putting on. I know that sounds stupid, but like, I'm so used to pumping out foundation on my hand that when I put it like this, I don't know what's too much or too little. I have like the strong urge to just swipe it all over my face. The color's just a little bit too light. Obviously that's nobody's fault but mine and the Sephora lady. Actually, this color is one shade deeper than what she recommended. I have this thing, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but every time I go to Sephora and I ask them to help me with a foundation, they always give me like 3 shades too light. Like, they recommend the lightest shade ever, and then I get home and I look like a ghost. I don't know if it's the lighting in there or what, but this is actually a shade darker than what she told me was too dark for my skin. I can still see the redness on the side of my nose coming through. I definitely see this blemish here that I tried to cover with the foundation coming through. I even see freckles on my face, and I don't know if that's because I put too thin of a layer, but I do have to say, with the layer that I did put on, even though it doesn't have a lot of coverage, it is looking a little bit dry. Now keep in mind, I have drier skin. I don't have super dry skin, but my skin is drier than combination skin. And I don't see it clinging to dry patches, but it does just look a little bit dull right now. Almost a little cakey. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just see it settling into my fine lines a little bit already. However, this primer is not super hydrating. So for me, since I do have dry skin, normally what I do when I'm trying out new foundations is I use my most hydrating primers that I already know work, and I'll prep my skin in the correct way. And then I'll go in with a foundation. So I'm gonna do that, you know, another day when I'm testing out this foundation more. But right now, it's just fine. You know, it's not bad and it's not blowing me away. I'm gonna go in with the brush now. So I really like this brush. It is very, very, very soft, but dense enough to really blend out the foundation quickly. I'm gonna just say it right now. If you're someone that gets a lot of acne or you pick at your skin, like right now that I have those two kind of scabby pimples, you know what I'm saying? This is not very forgiving on that. It's kind of clinging to it, not really covering it and making it look a little crustier, even though it was crusty already. It's not necessarily that I even need more coverage because I'm gonna go in with the concealer now and I could add coverage to where I need it. It's more so that it's not only not very full coverage, it's just a little bit dull on my skin. I don't know how I feel just yet. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't love it and I don't hate it. Like, I'm kind of just wondering how this is all gonna look once I put on the concealer and the blush and all of that. But let's just move on to the concealer. This is the Rare Beauty concealer. Packaging looks so cute. It is like a flatter top. It's not completely round like the foundation. And I'm just gonna put this on. Ooh, that's an interesting applicator. It looks like a doe foot, but like if a doe foot got smushed. It has an angled, pointy kind of tip. That's pretty cool. I'm going to try this on. Ooh, I like how that feels. I actually don't think it's too light. I think I need to just accept the fact that I haven't been out in the sun in months. I really like how that's blending out. This is a very thin formula, but it has good coverage and it's super, super easy to blend. It's really, really natural looking, but I really, really like how that applied. And I have to say the sponge for the under eye is really nice because of the pointed tip. I liked using it on my under eye way more than I did using it on my whole face. I'm gonna put on the cream blush. Don't wanna forget, because I never use cream blush and I was scared that I was gonna forget it and apply my powder before I did it, but no, let's put that on. The blush is called Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush, and this one is in the color Bliss. I honestly cannot remember if I've ever used cream blush. I wanna say I probably have had to have tried it at least once, but I'm just someone who hasn't really experimented with cream blush, so this is gonna be an event. I guess I get scared that they're gonna be hard to blend and then like ruin the whole foundation. That's like a whole mental thing that I've convinced myself of, and maybe that's why I haven't tried it as much as I would like to, but I heard these were very easy to blend, so I felt courageous and I picked this one up. I'm gonna try the sponge on this side and then I'm gonna use my fingers on this side because that's how I've seen people apply. Oh, that's way too close to my nose. I'm gonna just start blending this out. Oh God. I'm going in with my fingers. I got too nervous. I don't know what I think yet, so I'm gonna try it on the other side with just my fingers. Let me see. I'm not even sure. You're probably screaming. I don't really apply makeup with my fingers. What am I doing? I'm so confused. I know I just put that on wrong. Like, I know that was my fault. Whatever just happened here today is my fault. I feel like it took off some of the foundation underneath it. It did end up blending out. I was kind of scared there while I was blending it out. It just seemed like it was drying quickly. But in the end, it's actually really like forgiving. Like, you can continue to go over it even after you think it's dry. I'm gonna use this concealer on spots. I know people are probably like, do not put that on your breakout, but you know what? I've only got one life to live, and I fully intend on living it. I just want some extra coverage on the areas where the foundation doesn't really, you know, cover. So now how does this work with cream blush? You guys have to let me know. Do you powder just your skin around the cream blush? I'm so used to powdering my whole face. Like, I do not just powder my T-zone, I powder everything. If I see it, I powder it. And so now with the cream blush, I guess I just have to be a little bit more mindful of that and skip over that area. Although I really enjoy the concealer for under the eyes, it's not my favorite for like covering up acne and things like that. It's not thick enough to like really cover something that you want to hide. So this I would definitely recommend for under the eyes, but maybe not for, you know, pimples or breakouts. I'm just gonna add the rest of my powder, bronzer, and highlight. I didn't pick up the highlight, unfortunately. I'm not a huge fan of liquid highlights, so I didn't get that. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. And also my brows. I didn't get the brow pencil. I feel like now I'm realizing I didn't get more than I thought I didn't get, but I'm gonna go finish all the stuff that I don't have from Rare Beauty, and then we'll get back on camera and finish the video. All right, so I don't know what happened, but my mascara looks like spider legs. I've been trying out the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, and I have to say, I hate it. I don't know why, it just doesn't work for me. I know a lot of people like it, but it makes my eyelashes look like spiders. So anyway, not important, moving on. I am going to go in with this lip balm from Rare Beauty. This is the Dewy lip balm and it's in the color Praise. This is the first thing from the line that has fragrance. Everything else does not have fragrance, which I really appreciate, but I do love when lip products have a fragrance on them. So let's see. Oh boy, it's not quite the color I thought it was gonna be. So my eye look and lip look was not well thought out. I do have to say that much. The smell is kind of like fruity. I can't pinpoint what it smells like. It's not very strong though. Like it's not a strong scent whatsoever. The formula is super thin. It's definitely not a thick balm that's gonna last you pretty much any time at all. If I eat anything or drink anything after this, this will definitely come off right away, I can tell. But it is pigmented. Nothing out of this world. It's not like I put it on and was like, oh my God. But it's pretty nice. Tastes like sunscreen or like perfume. Now I'm gonna try the product that I was honestly the most excited for out of this whole line. This is the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 Mist, and this is supposed to leave your skin nice and dewy. Let me see the mist on this. Okay, that's nice. It has a fragrance, but it's very light. Let me put this on. Oh my God. Yes, I need some hydration. My skin feels dry. Oh my gosh, this lip balm has very unpleasant taste. My goodness, and it just keeps sliding into my mouth. I really like that mist. I feel like it definitely gave me some dew or just some life, some illumination to my skin because I was looking a little flat and dry there for a second. The mist itself on it is really nice, and just the way it makes everything really melt into the skin. I really like that. Obviously, I'm not sure yet if it does anything for the longevity. I have a sneaking suspicion it will not. And the reason I'm saying that is because honestly, any setting spray I've ever tried that does anything to give my skin some dew does not do anything for the longevity of my makeup. That's just me. But I don't really care about that because I can always apply a more long-wearing setting spray on top of this. But I really like the way it made my skin look. It really melted into it. I am super into that mist. First, I'm gonna go into the products that I really like. This foundation brush was really nice. It's $28, so that is a little bit pricey, but for me, a brush is a really good investment when it comes to makeup. It almost never like goes bad. Like you're probably gonna have it for a long time. So this is something that I really enjoy and I'm happy that I got. The mist, I really like. I love the way that it melted everything into my skin. I think that for the price, you get a good amount of product. This is 2.87 fluid ounces, so this will last a good amount of time. And I just really like what it did for my skin. It definitely like right away, I can just see my whole foundation that was like looking really dry and cakey there, just melted together and just looked really nice. So I do like this mist a lot. Does it do anything that all other dewy setting mists do not do? Like, is it revolutionary in the dewy setting mist department? No. This is pretty similar to the Catrice Prime and Fine spray, which is a lot cheaper. So if you're someone that's balling on a budget and this really intrigued you, try the Catrice one. It has a bit of a funky smell, and not just because mine was expired when I tried it. It just smells weird in general, but it is a lot more affordable. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do when this is up, if I'm gonna repurchase it or not. That being said, I do love the mist. I don't know why I'm going on about this, but I do like it a lot. The concealer, I really like this concealer. However, if you're someone that gets pretty oily or you just feel like your concealer is always creasing, don't get this. As I set it and then I just went on to do the rest of my face, I did notice like some creasing and I had to go back in with some powder and make sure that everything was really nice and set. So I love this and I will be using this a lot. But if you're someone that has issues with creasing under eyes, it may not be the best for you. However, another product that I personally really love. Going into the products that I wasn't crazy about, I'm gonna have to include the primer in there just because although I like the initial application, like it gave me an illumination, it definitely didn't do the same thing that other illuminating primers do for me. Like the Becca Backlight Priming Filter is something that doesn't just give me a glow on my skin, it actually kind of like penetrates and hydrates my skin so that when I put my foundation on, it's just all hydrated and moisturized and beautiful. This is just a gel that kind of sits on top of your skin almost. It's not gonna hydrate you. So if you're someone that maybe is oilier and you wanna do an illuminating primer, this might be something that you actually like, because for me personally, someone who has dry skin and always uses some form of hydrating primer, this just didn't give me enough moisture. Like by the time my foundation went on, my skin was just dry again. That could just be me because I do have drier skin, but yeah, I wasn't crazy about the primer. The blush, I am not crazy about, but not because it's not a good blush, because I imagine if you're into cream blushes, you're gonna love this. It's easy to blend, it's pigmented, it's not super dewy where your cheeks are gonna look like super dewy. But it doesn't look dry either. So if you're someone that loves cream blush, go and get this. It's really nice. However, I have just come to the conclusion that I don't think I'm a person that's super into cream blush. Maybe I just need more practice with it. If you guys have any tips, let me know. But I do have to say, everything blended super well. Like I was able to do my bronzer no problem. My highlight blended right into the blush and everything looked pretty uniform. I was worried about bronzer going over cream blush. I didn't know how that worked, but everything looked great together. Everything blended beautifully and I had no issues there whatsoever. So again, if you're into cream blush, you're gonna love this. I think I need to practice more. I think that's what it is. Beautiful formula though. So I actually wanted to wait until the next day after I filmed this video because I wanted to try the foundation again, but with primers that I normally use that hydrate my skin a little bit better. And although the initial application looked really dry and crusty and I was super worried that this would turn out horrible, once I finished up the rest of my face makeup as well as some hydrating setting mist that I usually use after powder, it definitely started to look better. And then once I added the Glisten Up setting spray from Fourth Ray Beauty, my skin looked way better. So all in all, I think that I like this foundation, not for daytime, I would say. Like I feel like it's still a little bit heavy, but for something like dinner or maybe a more glam moment, I actually do like how this looks. So all in all, I think the foundation's okay. The one major thing that I do have to note about this foundation is that it's not long wearing on my skin whatsoever. It literally rubbed off of my nose in 2 hours and I was just at home really not doing much. So it's definitely not long wearing, so keep that in mind, but it's okay. I don't mind it. This sponge I'm so conflicted on because for certain things I love it and for certain things I do not. Overall, I probably wouldn't repurchase this. It's $14 and for a sponge that's really expensive. I prefer Real Technique sponges, which are just cheap and you could get a lot more of them and they work really well. So although I can appreciate the fact that this is like a different kind of shape, you know, I really like that. It's not something I would ever buy again for sure. And last but not least, this is dead last. The lip balm was actually something I thought I was gonna like a lot more than I did. And my opinion isn't even based on the color because when I choose the wrong color or product, I completely like take that out of my brain. It has nothing to do with the color in particular. It has almost everything to do with the flavor in my freaking mouth right now. It tastes like I have sunscreen in the back of my throat and I do not understand. It's not like I am licking my lips. Like I really do not get what is happening right now, but I'm not a fan of this at all. And I do have to say too, the formula itself, like I have really crusty lips right now. They are so extra crusty and the lip balm is just sitting on top of my crust. Like it's not hydrating my lips at all. It's already lost its shine and I just put it on a few minutes ago. Like it's just not my jam. Definitely not something I would reach for. The packaging on this is gorgeous and I love how it looks and it's super sleek. However, it has a super weak magnet and you can also turn the cap. I'm not sure if you can see that. Like if I go like this, it comes off. So what I'm trying to say is basically if you're a person that likes to throw things in your purse, this might be a little dangerous. Something to keep in mind. This was just not my favorite. All in all, I really enjoyed Rare Beauty. I think that some of these products I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of. I love Selena Gomez and I think that for her first drop, she really killed it. Like I feel like the look of everything, the branding, just everything I really loved. And I do have to mention this. I believe that around 1% of all the proceeds of Rare Beauty are going towards mental health awareness or working with mental health in some regard. And I think that's amazing. As someone with chronic anxiety and depression, I think that's just a wonderful thing to do. And I really appreciate that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped if you were considering getting anything from Rare Beauty. If you have picked up products, let me know down below what you think of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please subscribe if you haven't and I'll see you next time. Bye.